to the breakdown. I'm your host, Diane Rembert, avid reader, award-winning literary blogger, and the founder of Diamond's Literary World, which is my footprint in the literary industry. Today I want to talk to you about part 3 of a series I've been bringing to you by a young lady that is one of the most underrated authors today, female authors of today, and I stress that because our females, we're just doing our thing. So I want to acknowledge that. I'm talking about none other than Still Anonymous by author Shataya Sims. This young lady was introduced to me a couple of years ago. No one could have prepared me for her writing. Absolutely amazing. As you know, the first part is Living Anonymous. Part 2 is Nice. Now, Nice happens a little before Living Anonymous, but this is the way she has written it. And then it's Still Anonymous, and then part 4 is Unveiled, which I will talk to you about on a later date. However, part 3, we catch up with Aneesah, Nice, Pre, Trey, Morgan, Jada, Nook. There's just so many people that stand out in this particular series. However, Aneesah is one of the main characters. And if you have read it, you'll know that, or if you even follow the video, and I'll connect 1 and 2 below. I'll post them in the comment section. When we left off, Aneesah and Nice were being arrested because they had been set up by Yaya, her supposed best friend. And the way in which they manhandled Aneesah, I don't know if they knew she was pregnant, but we know that she's pregnant, and it's a shame. So, you know, Nice decides to be the fall guy. He takes all of the weight in exchange for Aneesah going home because, you know, he wants her to go home and raise their baby, that sort of thing. Unbeknownst to him, she has lost the baby, but she's still trying to hold on to the little bit of Nice that she has. Now, it's also important to note that she lost a lot of her endorsements because she now, you know, whereas she was, they deemed her, you know, like this musician, this, you know, singer, all of these things. She was becoming an actress. Now they look at her as someone who got caught up in, you know, a drug pen's lifestyle. So, you know, she's lost a lot of her endorsements. Aneesah goes into hiding. What she does, and I don't know if I agree with it, she goes to visit Nice. She sneaks in to see him every single day, every night. And he never comes to see her. Because she wants to hold on to a little piece of him. Now, I may not agree with the way Nice did it, but I understood why he sent her away. He wanted her to go on with her life. He wanted her to, you know, she was this multi-millionaire. She was this image, and he wanted her to maintain that. So he pushed her away, but the way in which he did it was so harsh, you know. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think about that, if you've read the book. So she comes home and she just goes into this depression. Pre and Nook, they get married. that kind of sends her over the edge. And so I failed to mention, while she was in jail, she has a cellmate by the name of Danny. Now, Danny is the daughter of a judge, who decides that he's tired of saving his daughter, so she needs to serve out her sentence. So Danny is they become friends, and so now Danny is released, and they're kind of, she has Danny staying with her. She's helping Danny to get a modeling career, which absolutely takes off. But Danny also helps her to get involved with drugs. And I don't know if it would have happened. So we can't exactly say Danny is the cause of. She was just so depressed and she was looking for something, and she found it in an addiction. Now, the way in which she spiraled downward was so sad. It was so sad, and it seems like everybody was scared to tell her, listen, you're literally killing yourself. And I don't know if it's because they were on the payroll, she's funding their projects and their businesses, and so they just decide not to tell her. But she finds solace in, nieces and nephews. Trey has a baby. Pre has a baby. So she's happy and content with that. Along the way, she reconnects with her former, he was actually her fiance, Saeed, the basketball player. At first, I believe Saeed did it just for payback, because of the way in which she broke off the engagement. She actually left him, if you guys remember, she left him to go back to Nice. So he was kind of like, at first, getting payback. But they end up together. They end up married. She ends up, pregnant. And then tragedy strikes. And it was sad. It was sad. I'm going to just tell you that the relationship between Aneesah and Saeed kind of pissed me off. Like, this back and forth, back and forth. It kind of reminded me of one of my favorite couples of my all-time favorite book of 2017, which, if you don't know by now, is Devout by Takira Allen. It reminded me of Nika and Denny, the back and forth and the back and forth, and that's how it was between her and Saeed, and it was just crazy. They're battling to see who's worth more, and but they, at some point, they come together and they decide to work on their marriage and be happy. Tragedy strikes. That's all I'm going to say. I want you guys to read the book. It was so sad. It was so sad, thus making her spiral even more downward. And then at some point, when you think that Aneesah can't go any lower, somebody gives her some evidence that helps to get Nice home. And she, I don't want to tell you how, but Nice comes home. They reconnect. And it's almost as if they were never apart. I love their relationship. I love Nice. I love Nice for Aneesah. But then once again, something happens. But prior to that, Nice is the only one that is bold enough to confront Aneesah about her addiction. And so he takes matters into his own hands, and he's there to make sure that she gets clean. He's loving her. He's loving her unconditionally. It's so beautiful. And then again, something happens. And that is how the book ends. The cliffhanger. Now, me being the type of reader that I am, maybe you guys don't know this, but some of you do. I'm the type of reader that I will flip through or fast forward to the end of the book, because I just want to know what happens. And then I like filling the gaps in. It almost makes me like want to go harder because I want to fill in the gaps. So when I saw the cliffhanger, I wanted to get to that. When I got to that, I can't commit to Unveiled right now, because I've got some other projects that I'm working on. So, before, I said I can't just, leave it there. I opened up the book because if you guys remember, the other day I was going to the post office and it was there. Thank you, Shataya. So I flipped through, and it just made my heart smile. And I can't wait to crack open Unveiled. Again, I highly recommend that you guys go and pick up this series. Again, it's Living Anonymous, Nice, Still Anonymous, and Unveiled. This book, this series, helped me to achieve a couple of my goals for 2018. One being, it was on my TBR shelf. So I conquered that. My Goodreads challenge. I'm also doing the 30 for 90 challenge. It's something that we do, most avid readers do every summer. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk a little bit about the 30-90 challenge for those of you who may want to know more information and where you can go to get the document to sign up for it. It's not too late. Also, my Blackout 2018 challenge, as well as series for the year. I wanted to do more series, so I just wanted to read one book, and I ended up just going on and on and on. So there you have it. Until next time, guys, go ahead and pull out something great. Read it. Be happy. Be blessed. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. I appreciate each and every one of you and all of your support. Until next time, happy reading.